Hi, Donald. You'll be pleased to know that I think your speeches and your announcements over the last couple of days are really going to go down in history. Now, I have to say that when you and Bobby Kennedy first said that you were going to discover what had caused what seems to be a huge increase in cases of autism, that you were going to, within a few months, just work it out. I was a bit sceptical because I thought, scientists have been really looking at this for quite a long time, but hey, Donald and Bobby, they'll know what's what. And then when you took that opportunity at the Charlie Kirk Memorial to kind of go, don't worry, by the way, tomorrow a special announcement about autism, I thought, well, this is going to be interesting. I also thought, gosh, that's hugely inappropriate for a memorial service. And indeed, there you were the next day, ready to tell the world. Now, interestingly, you didn't have anybody medical with you from that field. You had old Dr. Oz, didn't you? But you didn't really have a grown-up with you. And we can tell because you couldn't quite pronounce the words. As public health messages go, I'm not sure whether this was the best one ever, to be fair, Donald. You call a press conference to go, look, we've had a look around. We think you shouldn't take paracetamol when you're pregnant. There was no research. You just thought, you and Bobby sat down and went, well, let's just say, what harm can it do? I mean, women could be in pain, but hey, they should tough it out. And just because you had a microphone and you were talking about autism, you happened to end up talking about vaccines as well. And again, presented the facts with really strong medical evidence. Oh no, you just said, this is just what I feel, don't have them all together. And you seriously said, don't give the kids these vaccines because it's too much liquid. It's too much liquid. You literally said that with a straight face. Just like you said with a straight face, I'm not talking for the doctors, I'm just talking for me. It's common sense. All those poor researchers that had spent years trying to study things, and you just pop up on the telly to go, yeah, I talk a lot about common sense. No facts, just what you thought. But I mean, I know you've got a track record for this. We all remember you suggesting that people could ingest bleach to kill off the COVID. I think it's a very brave president that reveals how little he knows about everything in just one press conference. And in a way, I envy your stupidity. Like this anecdote about when you said to somebody about what? So you're saying the hairspray, if I spray the hairspray, it affects the ozone layer. Absolute nonsense. Nope, doesn't happen. Like, because your teeny tiny brain couldn't understand great scientific things, it's like it couldn't happen. I mean, good on you for just owning your own stupidity. And like, you weren't even solid in your theory, because when you were challenged, you went, oh, well, yeah, maybe the other lot are right as well. Or when you suggested that Cuba had no autism because they couldn't afford paracetamol. Like, Donald, why don't you Google before you say things? Now, as tempting as it is to just believe you and Bobby, I'm going to stick to, right, the experts, like this Swedish study, which, as you can see, involved a large participant group. And they said, no link. Maybe ask somebody to tell you the difference between correlation and causation. Start there, Donald. As opposed to Bobby saying, yeah, well, a lot of parents think it must be this thing, so we should listen to them. That's not science, that's just really dumb. And then today, you stood up in the UN for a 15-minute slot and waffled for an hour, telling world leaders you'd been right about everything. Well, except that paracetamol causes autism and Cuba hasn't got any. Or how about telling them that London was going to have Sharia law? I literally live here, Donald. It ain't happening. God loves a trier, and I know that you really want the Nobel Peace Prize, but you can't keep saying you've stopped wars that weren't even happening. And the wars that you should try to be stopping, you're being really rubbish at. You were there again today talking about how little you understand science, this time explaining away the increase of death through heat in Europe, saying, yeah, they just can't afford aircon. It was great to see you haven't evolved at all since the ozone layer comment, because now you think the carbon footprint is a little bit of a lie as well. But look, let's end on a positive, something that we both agree on. When you said we've got a lot of stupid people in the country running things. Yeah. You really have. God help America, as you were.